All right, so one of the most common mistakes kids made is on the 15% thing. If you had 7,000 a month of income, and then you can only spend 15% of that, then you can afford to spend $1,050 per month. All right, so again, I know that's not your number, but that's what my number is going to be. We're going to spend that much a month. Now, we've done enough loans that I feel like we're good there. But here's my question. If I do u sub 0 equals 0, do you get that means I'm starting at 0? And then un equals un minus 1 times 1 plus 0.088% interest divided by 12, and then plus 1050. If you can put that all in oh, wait. Everybody look up at the board for a second. I was just recording this part of the video, but my question is, you just typed that or wrote that all out in the project, and now you're going to lose points. Because why? What's missing? Domain. You got to write that? Yes, just like on the test. N greater than or equal to, in this case, what? 1. Okay. Now, is this a setup for a loan or investment? This right here tells you it's an investment. And I asked, well, I was recording that video, the kids were working on this. I asked, how long till you can afford a $50,000 car? Well, you go down to where your table finally hits over 50. Mr. Breen, can you tell me how long, like what number that was? U sub what?
42.
42. And then by then they owe you money back, right?
Yeah.
How much do they owe you back?
699.4.
Just go one more penny.
0.
All right, cool. So that means that I can tell just by this that he made, this is on a loan. Wait a minute, I am wrong. I think we were talking about an investment a second ago, and I think you were telling me a loan number, or I just misunderstood you. Let's have somebody else tell me, because I think you're missing my question. At what month did you finally hit over 50,000?
42.
42? All right, so for the investment side, at 42 months you had enough. How much was that amount? It must be just over 50,000, right? How much was it?
50,699 cents.
That's what I see what you were trying to tell me there. Okay, 50,699 and 40 cents. Okay, cool. That's exactly what your table should read. Now, here's the question that a lot of people get wrong, so pay attention. I can't help you with this later. I can show you this example now. How much did you put in? Well, you might think, well, I put in 50,000. No, you didn't. How much did you put in? Take a second. Use your calculator. You put in 1,050 a bunch of times. But it didn't add up to this. That includes the interest. How much did you put in? All right. You should have done that payment times 42. All right, so the amount you contributed was, well, let's see what Siri can do. What is 1050 times 42? $44,100. And you might be confused because you're like, but I've got 50,000. Why do you have 50,000? Because of interest. You earned interest. But how much did you have to spend out of your pocket, your hard-earned money? You put it in the bank. That's how much you spent for this $50,000 car. You spent less than 50. Because your money had to earn some money. And so if you're comparing to a loan, would it cost you more to buy the car for a loan? Talk to the kid next to you. There's a lot of dispute on this one. I'm going to say it one more time. Would it cost you more to buy the car with a loan? So the car was 50,000, and if you took a loan, you'd pay more than 50, right? All right. So in this scenario, how much interest did you earn? Well, here's how much money you have. Here's how much you put in. those are the two that you would subtract to see how much interest you earned. Okay. But if you were comparing and trying to say, how much more expensive was it to get a loan, you would go, well, this is how much you actually paid. This is what you deposited into the bank. That's how much you paid for the car in the investing scenario. On the loan scenario, you pay way more than that because you pay $50,000 plus interest. All right. Now, next thing that a lot of kids were getting wrong last hour, they were doing way more work than they had to. Let me keep you from doing that. You know this worksheet that you've been filling out? That's the project. That's it. You're just going to submit that at the end. Except you're also, in the same box, going to submit the slides. The project is not just the slides. The slides is only for the final review questions. At the very end, they ask you to answer a few questions on slides. That's why you only need like 4 slides. So you should be not typing this stuff, like the recursive formulas and stuff. Those don't go on the slides. The slides only answer the final review questions. So they're only at the very end. There's a few questions you answer on the slides. Okay? All the other work, I'm going to be looking at the whole project. You're going to submit the whole worksheet that you've been filling out, this whole PDF thing. You submit that, and separately, you submit the slides or an essay, or if you want to actually walk up and be interviewed about it, you could do it that way. There's a lot of options to answer the final review questions. Okay, cool. So, one last thing. You may have heard me say, you need to prove that your car was this much, or that your income was going to be this much. A good place to put that is in the slides, because you're going to be putting other pictures in the slides anyways, right? So just throw those couple pictures in the slides. If you've already attached them to the worksheet, that's fine. Just drop the PDF in there as long as you got the pictures in the PDF. But if you didn't already put the pictures in, you hopefully took screenshots of it, you can just drop those into your slides. All right, those are the biggest questions that have been coming up about the project. And now you have a whole bunch of work time. Ideal world, you came in done with the worksheet part of it. Maybe you're not. That's okay. Then finish it today. But hopefully you're just getting the slides done. Last thought on the slides. Less is more. Making it longer and a gajillion words does not make me give you a better score. Okay? You're not being efficient. You just need to answer the questions that they give you. You do not have to repeat all the questions. You can just tell me, I know what the questions are. Give me the answers. Just make it look decent. Have some pictures. Maybe have a theme to it. All right. There we go. That's all I got for you for the help for the project for today.